Hey everyone, today we're going to tackle one of the most important verbs in Portuguese. I'm talking about ser. Honestly, if you want to sound natural, you have to get this one right. So let's just dive in.
All right, first, a little thought experiment for you. Ask yourself, who are you? Like at your core. What are the things about you that are, well, permanent? You know, your nationality, maybe your job, those personality traits that are just you. Well, guess what? In Portuguese, all of those unchanging, essential things, they're all covered by one single, super important verb.
See, ser isn't just a boring one-to-one translation for to be. Nope. Think of it as the verb for the soul of something. It's what you use to talk about the permanent, essential characteristics of a person or a thing. It's all about that deep-down essence. So yeah, let's start right there with that core idea, the soul of to be. Okay, so before we can start using it in sentences, we gotta learn its different forms. Now, fair warning, ser is an irregular verb. And yeah, that just means you kind of have to memorize the conjugations. But don't worry, we're gonna run through them real quick, and you'll have them down before you know it.
Right, take a look at this. You can see there's not really a neat little pattern to follow. Each one's a little different. We've got so, es, somos, and são. Yep, those are the 6 magic forms you're just gonna have to lock into your memory.
All right, let's burn these into our brains with a quick drill. You ready? For I or eu, it's sou. Say it with me. Eu sou.
Next up, the informal you. 2, that one is es. Tu es.
Okay, for he, she, or the more formal you, that's ele, ela, or você, it's é. And hey, pay close attention to that little accent mark on the e. It's super important. When we're talking about we, or nós, we use somos. Nós somos. And last but not least, for you all, or they, that's vocês, eles, or elas, it's são. You hear that nice nasal sound? São. Awesome. Okay, now that we have the forms down, let's actually start using them. All right, so you've got the forms memorized. Now comes the really important part, the rules. When do we actually use ser? Well, it all circles back to that one big idea we started with, permanence. First on the list is what I like to call core identity. Think about the big labels that define us in life, right? Your nationality, what you do for a living, your marital status. These are all seen as fundamental, kind of permanent parts of who you are. That's ser's territory. So for instance, your nationality, that's a huge part of your identity. You'd say, eu sou português. I am Portuguese. It's a fixed fact about you, so it uses ser. Same exact logic applies to your job. It's seen as a long-term defining thing. So you'd say, sou professor. I am a teacher. And hey, here's a cool pro tip. Notice how you don't even need the you? The verb form so already tells everyone you're talking about yourself. Pretty efficient, huh? Okay, next up, we also use ser for fixed facts. We're talking about things that just are, like where something is from, who owns something, or what something is made of. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. There's a tiny little word that's your best friend here, the word de. Yeah, this ser plus de formula is basically your key. Think of it as a pattern. It can mean to be from a place, to belong to a person, or to be made of a material. Remembering this little combo is a total game changer, trust me. So let's look at possession. You could say, o dicionário é do professor. Now, if you translate that word for word, it's the dictionary is of the professor. Kind of weird, right? But what it really means is it belongs to the professor. That ownership, that's a fixed fact. All right, our last big category is a 2-for-1. It covers describing those essential, unchanging qualities and telling time. Now, telling time might seem a little random, but here's the logic. Hours, days, and dates, they're all considered fixed objective points, so they get ser. And when it comes to describing people, you use ser for their inherent traits, the stuff that's just part of their personality. So if you say, o João é muito inteligente, you're not just saying he's acting smart today. You're saying intelligence is a core, lasting part of who João is. So we've got the positive stuff down, but what if you want to say something is not the case? Well, you're in luck, because making sentences negative in Portuguese is super, super easy. Seriously, the rule could not be simpler. You just take the word no, which means no or not, and you stick it right before the verb. That's it. So, Lisboa é a capital is positive. The negative, Portugal não é país grande. See? Just pop the now in front. Easy peasy. Okay, wow, we've actually covered a ton of ground here. So let's pull it all together into a nice, simple summary. Think of this as your personal cheat sheet for surfing. Look, if you forget everything else, just remember this one thing. Ser is for permanence. It's for the unchanging soul of a thing. That's why we use it for identity, jobs, origin, possession, time, and those deep inherent personality traits. If it's permanent, it's probably ser. So there you have it. You've got the tools now. You know the 6 forms, and you know the rules of permanence. So really, there's only one question left, and it's for you. Using everything we just went over, quem és tu? Who are you?